Morning, it's just early here. I'm going to do some breakfast. I'll show you what I'm going to have. I've got these two apples, one pear. If you can see this, I've got like a chunk of this Santa Claus lemon, and I'm going to have some of this as well. Pineapple, really nice. Here it is, some nice juice. Cheers. See you in a bit. This is the second juice of the day. As you can see, I put some oranges, some apples, and a bit of spinach in that one. All that wasn't for me. Esther's a bit ill today, and she was sick yesterday all day. She's got a really bad flu, so she spent nearly all day yesterday in bed. And yeah, at least I can give her some good vitamin C juice down there, you know, with the apples and stuff. So yeah, it's cool. So I'm going to finish this off, and I'll see you in a little bit. Anyway, I'm going to do my other juice. This one is going to have some watermelon in it, some of this calabacin, an apple, actually 2 apples, a couple of oranges, some more of this melon, and some of the spinach with the stalks left on them. I really like this one. And that's the juice. I've got this one, and I've got this one here. So I'm gonna drink those down. Geez, you think the puppies were being killed in there? What we've done is I've ordered a couple of new crates for them. They're pooing in there. The crate is too big for them, and they're using it as a toilet. So we're trying to toilet train them and keep them in the crate for a little while during the day. So about half the day they're in there. They're sleeping anyway, but they just it's hard for Esther to, I mean, I've had dogs before, but she's never had a dog before, so it's hard for her to keep that objectivity with it and sort of ignore them, you know, understand that they're not, you know, it's for their own good. So what we've had to do, I've ordered some crates from Amazon, a couple of good sized ones that hopefully should do them. Hopefully it'll do them for the rest of their lives, but I'm not sure if they're big enough. But they were, you know, they were reasonable anyway, so I can get rid of them if get rid of the crates later on if they, you know, outgrow them. And these things have got dividers in them. This thing didn't come with a divider in it, so hence I've had to put some old floorboards in to try and hopefully they don't chew the way out, you know. But it's just to stop them from going into the other area where they can poop, because if they have a big area like that, they'll use one part to sleep in and the other part to poop. And to be honest, this morning I got up and the poop was just everywhere. So it's the second morning that I've had to come up and take out the bedding and clean the bedding, and you know, Esther's ill, so she couldn't do it, and my back is just, you know, it's getting better now. It's better today. I'm even considering going down tomorrow and doing a bit of cardio. Maybe tomorrow or Sunday, start again. But yeah, so that's it. I'm going to drink this juice and I'll speak to you on the next one. Here's the next juice. I've got some celery, I've got some of these little pepinos, 2 apples, a whole bunch of kale, I've got a half a lime, and big chunk of ginger. Lovely jubbly. Here it is, the mean green. It's a really nice one. That was a whole lot of kale for about that much juice in the bottom of the thing, so maybe 75 centiliters, 75 cc's. Not even a tenth of a litre. and a lot of kale. That's one of the things that I'm really looking forward to eating once I stop doing the juicing, is just doing some steamed kale. And I have in my head broccoli as well, and some cauliflower, and maybe a potato, a couple of sweet potatoes, just on their own with no salt, maybe a little bit of pepper. Lovely, looking forward to it. That's probably going to be my first meal. I'm going to talk about that in the next few days, what I'm going to do afterwards. See you in a bit. Now that I'm heading into sort of the territory of 2/3 of the way through this, I want to start talking about some of the benefits of doing a juice reboot, or at least some of the things that I'm doing it for, some of the reasons why I'm doing it for it, right? One of the biggest things is to reset my taste buds, right? You know, when you're eating food all the time, you tend to take it for granted, right? You know, you take the taste for granted, you take the meal sizes for granted, you take the food in general for granted. So one of the things that I really wanted to do was reset my taste buds. And you know this when you haven't had any solid food, and I'm drinking some really nice juices, but when you haven't had solid food, a solid meal in a month, your appreciation for the taste of food really gets a kick up. You know, it really starts to you really start to appreciate food more. The last time I did this, I remember tasting a tomato. It was one of the first things that I had, and that tomato tasted like the best thing that I'd ever had. You know, it was just so sweet, so succulent, and whole as well. And that lasted for a good while. You know, for at least a month. Another reason is, you know, apart from the appreciation of the food, you also get a certain mindfulness about what you're eating as well, because you know you do start to appreciate it, but you eat food in a different way. You start to enjoy the mouthfuls of food. You enjoy the taste. You enjoy the smell. You enjoy the mixture of the taste with your smell as you're eating it. You enjoy the feeling of it going down your throat, even. You know, you enjoy the solidity of it on the plate. You enjoy the look of it. You know. And this is all about mindful eating. Another reason was because I wanted to do a salt reboot. You know, I wanted to take my salt limit down. The last time I did it, it was coffee. I wanted to get away from coffee, and I managed that. Tried to go back onto the coffee after I'd stopped the juice diet, and found myself I literally couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't go back onto it. It was just the strangest thing, you know. So this time was the salt, and the reason is because I was just taking more and more salt with my food, you know, especially when I was eating things like potatoes or anything bland like that on its own. This was my mentality, that was thinking it was bland, because, you know, in reality, potatoes have a great taste depending on what type of potato you buy. You know, we can get a whole different varieties, lots of different varieties of potatoes here in Spain. So that was one of the things. Now, I've noticed that I do have a desire for salt. Even as I'm talking about this now, I feel, you know, if I could eat a packet of potato chips, crisps, I would do, you know. But I really wanted to try and get away from the salt for a while. Then when I do go back onto it, I'm not going to go back onto it straight away. I'm going to eat food without any salt, maybe a bit of pepper, a bit of garlic powder or onion powder, that kind of thing, but try to avoid the salt for a little while, and ease back into that. One of the first meals that we're going to do on the weekend after is going to be a curry. Now that's generally a salty food when you get a takeout curry. So another benefit of doing this is it resets the size of your stomach. I'm not talking about your belly and the belly fat outside. I'm talking about the inside, the stomach area. You know, when you're eating a lot of food all the time, your stomach expands to take all that food in. You know, when you're not eating a lot of food, the stomach tends to contract. So by the time I'm eating again, the size of the meals that I'm taking will be a lot smaller, right? It also is going to help to reduce your appetite, right? So if you're taking juice over a long period of time, once you go back onto food, your appetite will be decreased. That's one of the great things about it. You'll also improve your blood sugar levels because you're only getting natural sugars instead of processed sugar if you're eating a lot of processed sugar, you know. I mean, I'm not too bothered about taking a lot of fruit juice in. You know, I know Joe Cross and a lot of the Juice Reboot people talk about the 80-20, so 80% vegetables, 20% 20% fruits. But I think I feel good eating fruits, especially in the morning. So I don't know how that's going to pan out when it comes to the weight loss, whether that's going to affect the weight loss or not, but we'll see at the end of this. But I'm definitely getting more better energy levels when I'm cutting out, when I'm eating more fruits and stuff. So another reason why I started this was because my digestive system was just needed a break. You know, I was getting a lot of bloating and all that kind of stuff, and I think just by doing this now, those the digestive enzymes and stuff are going to get a better chance to work. My digestive tract has had a break. You know, when you're talking about fiber, a lot of people say, well, there's no fiber in the juice. Well, there is. I mean, there's soluble fiber and there's insoluble fiber, and you're getting the soluble fiber you're getting inside the juice. You know, the insoluble stuff you're not getting. That's being left in the pulp, but that stuff only goes out of you anyway. You know, and what you're getting when you take a juice is you're getting a concentration of minerals and vitamins and micronutrients, especially, that you wouldn't be getting if you only you know, some people say, well, you couldn't eat 10 apples at one go. I certainly couldn't eat 10 apples at one go, but when you juice down 10 apples, you're getting the nutrients from those 10 apples. You're not getting all the calories from them because a lot of the calories have been left behind, but you're getting the nutrients and you're getting the vitamins and the micronutrients into you as well. Same thing goes with the fruits and the vegetables and stuff. You're just getting the concentrated form of that, so you're getting a blast of energy, you know. And while you're only doing this for a month, if I was doing this for 6 months, or if I was adding juice to my normal diet, so if I was having 3 square meals a day, plus I was juicing, right? I was having a juice with each of those meals, or if I was having a big juice as a snack, that's going to put on weight because you're adding calories to your already calorie full diet, if you know what I mean. So doing it this way, you're reducing your calories, you're sort of restricting them, but you're not depriving yourself of the nutrition. You're probably getting more nutrition this way than you would be if you were eating a normal diet, because, you know, your system is acting like, when you're eating food, when you're doing the juicing, let's put it like this, when you're doing the juicing, the juicer itself acts like your digestive system, right? And your mouth and your throat, so your teeth, and you're chewing the food, you're swallowing it, and it goes into your gut, and your gut is doing the job of processing that food, excreting all the waste and throwing the nutrition into your bloodstream, right? So the juicer is doing the job of that. So you're giving your digestive system a break for a small amount of time. You know, 30 days is not long, and what you're doing then is you're allowing your body to for the juice to just be extracted. You're still getting, I mean, I'm still getting a good amount of stuff coming out the other end. You know what I mean? It's not a massive amount, but, you know, considering that this is only juice that I'm eating, so there is some fiber there. When you're eating food, you know, your system is not going to extract everything out of that food. It's going to extract a good bit, but you know, you're still going to have some nutrients still left in the what comes out the other end. So, you know, from that perspective, you know, the final one is obviously weight loss. I mean, I've been trying to get rid of a belly since I stopped drinking, really, and this is really allowing me, these 30 days allow me to sort of kickstart that weight loss, right? But kickstart it in a healthy way. Once I finish this journey now, it means like my belly size has been reduced, the interior stomach size has been reduced, right? My appetite has been reduced. I've got more appreciation for the food, so I'm going to eat slower. I'm going to eat with more mindfulness, right? And I'm still going to carry on that journey in the gym. You know, this is going to be the difference between when I did the juice reboot before and when I'm doing it now. So there's a whole lot of different reasons, you know, and that's just when you look at some of the health reasons why people take on some of the health benefits, why people take on even a short, you know, 5-10 day juice reboot. I think it's a good thing. So I'll leave it there, and I'll speak to you with the next juice. See you in a while. Right, I'm on the last juice now. I've got another mean green, and the sky tonight is really, there's definitely going to be a storm coming up with those big storm clouds. Anyway, that's the end of day 19. I'm going to enjoy this one and watch a bit of TV and get to bed. I look forward to the final 10 days. See you later.